welcome on this new Coach Dev Academy Lab Guide. I'm Quentin Quinez, and we are here for the 5th week of the Falcon Sportscar series. And as you can see, we are using the MGGT4, and we are around the Rudskogen circuit. So as usual, first I'm gonna go with the fast lap, and then we're gonna go together about the details about the combo. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so here we go for the lap around Rudskogen with the MGT4, and here comes T1. It comes pretty quickly after the start finish line. Looking at the 100-meter board on the right side, that's my braking reference, and I'm going to brake a tiny bit after I'm getting past the 100-meter board. Big braking zone, as you can see, I'm braking fully. It's a big braking zone at the beginning, quite short braking zone as well, so you need to use as much brakes as you can. And then you have the 50-meter board on the right side, which is basically my reference to the turn-in as well. And as you can see at that time, I'm just releasing the brakes to make sure I can really find the rotation out of the brakes. And then just trying to look at the curbing on the apex, just trying to take as much curbing and I guess it's some painted stuff on the left side of the red and white curbing. So I'm just gonna try to take all of that. I'm just trying to make sure you can avoid the grass, because then it's a slowdown, I guess, or at least a nice off track. So yeah, just make sure you can avoid the off track and the slowdown on the inside. And at the same time, on the exit, it's really important to make sure you are not going too deep into the next corner on the entry. Otherwise, you will compromise quite a lot the exit. And after that, you have a nice straight. So it's really important to make sure you can prepare that straight really well. So as you can see, the idea there is to not cross the white line on the exit of T1 and basically the beginning of turn 2. So then I will just try to keep the car on the left side of the white line and not running through the line. So as you can see, then just going on power until I'm getting on the curbing. From now, just releasing the throttle, going a bit on the brakes, trying to find rotation, trying to stick to the curb, and then I don't know if you saw that, but there is a runoff and then the grass starts, and it's at the point where the grass starts that I'm getting back on power, trying to find the rotation. As you can see, I'm still staying on the curb, and the thing is, I will stay on the curb as long as it ends actually. So then I can really have a good line for the exit actually, and it helps me to really open the steering properly on the exit, and really put the power down and have the momentum for the small straight after that. So just showing you this once again on the curbing, just a bit of brakes, then going back on power to find the rotation, and also because it goes uphill, so it's really the time to find the momentum. And then opening the steering, and then I'm going wide on the exit to find all the momentum, open the steering, and now we have that straight to stay to the left. And then you will see the beginning, the curb begins. So you will put the car on the curbing, looking at the 100-meter board, which is important because for me that's my braking reference. a bit before that, just pulling the car to the right side, just going away from the curbing, and then close to the 100-meter board, going on the brakes, not braking too much because I don't want to get into the ABS, obviously, and lose the rotation. So the idea there is to make sure you can brake still hard because you need to really slow down the car, and as you can see, it goes downhill, but at the same time, do not brake too hard because then you will lose all of the rotation. So as you can see, on the brakes, trying to slow down the car, and at the same time, trying to find the rotation. That's why I'm releasing a bit the brakes sometimes to really make sure that I'm not only using the steering, because if I do that, I will find some understeer, but at the same time, using the brakes, so then I can really optimize the rotation. As you can see, getting the curbing on the apex, the first apex of this long right hander, and then I will just open a bit the steering, go wider to make sure I can really get the best exit for the getting the best exit for this long right hander. As you can see, still on the brakes, trying to make sure I'm really on the right line. And then as soon as I'm getting ready to exit the corner, just going back on throttle, trying to be smooth to not get any kind of wheel spin or putting the car sideways, which basically ruins the time, but at the same time can kill the tires. So as you can see, on throttle, just trying to manage, making sure that I'm not getting too much TC either. And then as you can see, just getting the curbing at the end of the corner. And then it's just about trying to open the steering, trying to avoid the wheel spin. And then before the S's, pulling the car to the right side, but straight away making the changes to the left. A bit of braking before approaching the S's, and then I will just go back on throttle, trying to get as much curbing as I can. Just need to avoid to get too close of the grass, otherwise I think it can be an off track. So just make sure you can stay away from that. So as you can see, just keeping a bit of a margin, playing with the throttle. Then direction changes to the right side, just lifting a bit to make sure I'm not going too quick through the corner and then compromising the very difficult left one after the end of the S's. So as you can see, just lifting a little bit, getting all of the curbing on the right side, but still keeping a bit of a margin. Then you stay on throttle, and then you get close of this white line. It's at that point you should already start to brake or at least slow down. As you can see, slowing down on the brakes, and then you can, I think, cut quite a decent amount of that first beat of the long left. Actually, maybe it's you can take this one as a double left actually because you have this first one, and then you have to be really patient into the second one. So then you have a good exit. So as you can see, I will show you that from this camera, but if I show you like that, wait, okay, it doesn't let me go further up. Okay, it's not the best camera, I guess. I imagine, okay, it should be fine like that. As you can see, you have this first one, and then you have the second one. So as you can see, you can cut quite a lot of the first one. Actually, I will show you that from the far chase camera. Should be better instead of the cockpit. So as you can see, you can cut a decent amount. You can, I guess, until if the right tire stays on the right side of the white line and it doesn't go over the white line, then you should be fine. And yeah, I think it makes you gain some time actually. So it's quite good if you can cut a bit this left one, and also because then it really shorten the distance. You can stay almost all the way on the inside of the second left. So it's pretty good if you can make it work. So as you can see, when I'm getting past the white line, just going on the brakes, trying to slow down the car, cutting a bit the inside, and then I just play a bit with the brakes. And from now, it's just about being really, really patient. The idea there is to make sure you can, on the exit, stick on the curb, and then make sure that you can really have the steering open on the exit. So as you can see, I will show you that from the chase camera actually. As you can see, so going a bit wide when you exit the first left, and then the idea is to make sure you can really bring the car to the curb. So the idea there is to maybe not brake because you need to carry the momentum at the same time. For this one, I don't think the brake is the best thing to do, but you can use a bit of throttle, I think, because it goes downhill. So I think that the throttle is also pretty efficient for that one. Actually, it felt like the throttle was really useful. Except if you are using too much, obviously you will get some understeer, but I think it helps you a little bit to put a bit of throttle into that one. And then as you can see, I'm really looking at the curb, really trying to have a late apex, and as you can see, having my late apex close of the grass, couldn't make it any closer. And then you really have to run the end of the curbing, really important for this one, because at the end it gives you the best exit possible, not so many steering rotation angles, so it's very nice to put the throttle with great comfort. So as you can see, I will show you that from the cockpit. Going a bit wide on the entry, then need to be really patient. It's really a mind game actually. You really need to make sure you are not putting too much throttle and then running all of the curbing on the exit, then small right-hander, just getting all of the curbing, and then we will approach the hairpin. So then you're just gonna use you have those, I don't, it's out of tire wall, I guess, or something. You just brake a bit after going past this thing. So as you can see on the brakes, quite an heavy braking zone. Then just aiming for a bit wide entry actually, because I really want to work on my exit. So as you can see, I'm just entering a bit wide on the entry. So then I can put the most of the steering angle at the beginning on the first half. And then I can really open the steering on the exit. So as you can see, I'm already opening the steering, full throttle, aiming for the curb on the exit. And then I will move to the right, just going under the bridge, moving to the right side, just aiming for the curbing. And as soon as I'm getting on the curbing and close of the curbing, going on the brakes, staying with third gear, just turning to the left just before the end of the curbing. And now I'm just looking at the apex, trying to get as much curbing as you can on the inside, still on the brakes to find the rotation. The idea there is to not go too early on power, otherwise you will get some understeer. As far as you can see, just using third, using all of the curbing on the exit as well. Just make sure to not run too wide. I think it was the very limit of the track limit there, so just make sure you're not running over the limit. So basically, as you can see, very close actually. So the idea there is to really keep the left tires on the curbing. And then we are getting close of the end of the lap already. Still with third gear, running the curbing. When the curbing is ending, turning to the left, getting all of the everything you can basically on the inside. Just make sure to not run too much, not running too deep into the corner. Still on the throttle, and then as soon as the car is facing is kind of straight in the direction changes between the left and the right. At that point, go on the brakes. Just try to aim for the curbing. So basically, it's gonna be apex wide and then apex again. As you can see, still on the brakes, necessary to not put too much brakes, otherwise you will lose quite a lot of rotation. So as you can see, then going back on power to find some rotation. From now, the brakes are not really useful. Going wide, it's pretty much like the long right you had at Silverstone. It's pretty much the same approach. It should be after Brooklands. So basically, the right one, which is the last corner of the national layout, is pretty much the same approach. Just first apex, then go wide, and then second apex. So as you can see on the brakes, then going wide, going back on power to find the momentum, then lifting a little bit to make sure I can make the second apex. And from now, it's just about managing the throttle, putting the right amount of throttle to at the same time find the rotation and at the same time avoid any kind of wheel spin. And if I show you that from the far chase now, it should be a nice camera to show you what I told you with the double apex and the wide line in the middle. So as you can see, so you have the first apex right there on the curb. Now releasing the brakes, going back on power, being a bit wide, just releasing the throttle to really make sure I can really face now the second apex, and then just going on power to find the rotation, not too much to not basically having any sort of wheel spin, and then just opening the steering, going back fully on power, getting out of the curbing on the exit as well. Just try to make sure you're not going too wide as well. Same for the track limits. I guess it's better if you don't go over the half of this curbing. I'm not exactly sure what is the track limit for that one, but it must be a bit different compared to the others. Yeah, I would say to not take too much risk and not go over the half of this curbing with the right wheels. But yeah, you will find out during the practice as anyway. But with that line, it's not necessary to go too wide anyway. So if you have the apex at the end of the corner and the right rotation with the throttle, you should be able to just avoid to go too wide on the exit of this last corner. And we are done for the lap around Nusko again with the AMG GT4. Alright guys, so we're done for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a bit from it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dave Academy channel and join the Discord server if you have any questions about the work we're making. And I see you for the week 6. Bye bye.